Hi YouTube. Today is going to be our mass recording day, so get used to seeing this shirt, get used to seeing me exactly the way I am, because that's pretty much what it's gonna look like for the next, 4 or 5 videos, maybe. I don't know, it depends on how everything goes. I'm trying to get all my recordings done in 2 days, so for the people that follow me on TikTok, I apologize for blowing up your notifications that I'm going live. If you get those notifications, I apologize in advance. It's just easier for me to do that over and over again instead of trying to edit one video and accidentally fucking up. So, we are going to be doing Today I Fucked Up stories today. Don't go to sleep. Yes, so that's what this one will be about. I do apologize for the same clothes over and over again, but I've only got a few days left. I got a mass record, so that's what we're doing today. Alright, I never do it for YouTube. I realized today, I was thinking about it, and I was just like, hey, if you're here on YouTube after the fact, go down to the description. There's links down there to click on. You can find my social media down there if you want to send me stories of your own. They can be scary stories. They can be, I fucked up. Tell me your unpopular opinion. Tell me stuff. Come find me on social media. Send your friends my way. It's all good on my end. So yeah, feel free to hit some buttons, the subscribe, the like. Hey, I'll be doing this for a while, so I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started on my end though. So stick around as I backed out of all my stuff because I'm dumb. All right. Hey everyone! Welcome to another episode of Phoenix Reads. Today's episode is a series of Today I Fucked Up stories. As usual, the usernames whose stories we're reading will be in the description below. Please go give their story, and any others that they may have done, some love. Feel free to leave a comment on their post and even tag me in the comments, letting them know that you heard their story here. My username for Reddit is in the description. You can even tag me in stories you'd like to hear me read. We'll get started right after this ad. No, let's not accidentally click that. Am I ever going to remember what episode I'm on for these? I think I do this every single time. I never remember. Why would I remember? Oh, that's right. I can't look there. The deadpan. All right. Wow, has it really been? I just hit the wrong button every time. What's the big deal? What's the difference? All right, thank you guys for hanging around after that ad. As usual, we are just gonna go ahead and roll right into this. So today, I fucked up by telling, sorry, this is a really awkwardly written caption. Today I fucked up by making an immature joke about my friend liking this girl. Turns out he had a crush and I may have ruined his chances. It feels like my entire life is fucked up and my immature jokes may have ruined my friend's chances with someone else. I have this friend, Kevin, fake name, who kept hanging out with this girl constantly. I started to make this running joke about him constantly hanging out with her. It was this inside joke where I would ask Kevin, are you going to hang out with your very close friend? Which was implying if Kevin was going to hang out with Kavina. Those are great fake names. I love that. Now, this was all done in the name of fun, but today I took things too far by making a joke about Kevin going to hang out with his very close friend, aka Kavina, in front of some other friends. This created a domino effect, which led the entire class learning about Kevin having a crush, a supposed crush, on Kavina, despite this only being a joke. The class took it as a fact rather than a joke, which led to Kavina not being willing to hang out with Kevin. Oh, Kevin confessed he had a crush on her, and I had hit the nail in the coffin, and now this incident has caused their friendship to break. I am an asshole that doesn't deserve to talk. If I had kept my mouth shut, maybe this wouldn't have gone this far. Maybe I should have just shut the fuck up and never joked about him hanging out with her. No one would have gotten the wrong idea about them. Too bad. We are past the point of no return. You and I life sucks. I would rather just sit at home and play games. Hope y'all are doing well. TLDR. I made a fake joke about this friend having a crush on this girl. Turns out he did have a crush on her, and I ruined his chances with her. So I'm going to be devil's advocate here. If he actually had a chance with said girl, this wouldn't have ruined their chances, to be honest. It might have made things a little bit more awkward for a, like, beginning of dating thing, or it's like, why didn't you tell me? But I think that if he actually had a chance, if Kevin actually had a chance with Kavina, I think that this wouldn't have ruined it, to be honest. Just my thought. Like, if I had been hanging out with somebody and I thought that they were into me and that is why we continued to hang out so much, and I found out, you know, like, even through a joke that, you know, oh, like, he's got a thing for you, blah, 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 I would have been like, you think? And I probably would have been like, hey, like, I heard this rumor that you like me. Is that true? I don't think that that would have ruined any chances had he actually had a chance with her to begin with. That's just my unpopular opinion, I guess, for that. But I do, as a fellow awkward person, I do also understand the whole, oh, I fucked up today because I opened my big ass mouth, because I too have fucked up by opening my big ass mouth. I can't say it's ever really caused any issues for anybody else that I am aware of. If it has, one, I completely apologize to anybody that my tasteless jokes have ever caused issues for. And two, most of my friends know what they're getting into with me anyway, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, you knew what you were getting into, but I am also very sorry because I never intended for that to happen. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. I'm gonna stand by the fact that if Kevin actually had a chance with Kavina, there wouldn't have been an issue with the whole, like, making a joke, like, oh, he likes you type of thing. Like, especially with being in college, like, I can maybe understand, like, late middle school, like, early high school, but not college. Not college. All right, on to the next one. Today I fucked up by telling someone I'm not willing to hear them sing twice. Disclaimer, this didn't happen today, but recently. Disclaimer 2, I'm a bit socially awkward, same, and in some situations I just don't know what to say and usually make a fool of myself. A few months ago, I started going to this social meetup / club just to meet new people and such. People there are nice, and I actually get chatting with one woman about singing. Let's call her Annie. Singing is basically my #1 hobby, and same for her. So anyway, we talk about singing that time, and the next time, and the next time after that. At some point, Amy tells me that she's in a pop choir and invites me to attend their concert. Quick sidebar. I've never heard of a pop choir before, and that actually sounds really fucking cool and something that I would very much enjoy. I say yes, as I'm genuinely curious to hear her sing. Also, I hadn't heard a pop choir before, same, before that, and I would like to check out performing musicians when I can. The week of the concert rolls around, and I meet her at the club again. This time, Annie tells me about the other choir she's also a part of, and invites me to attend that performance too, which just so happens to be the day before the original one. Now, I've been dealing with some stuff, and suffice it to say that I'm a poor student, so I wasn't expecting to pay a ton on tickets. But then I go to buy my tickets on their website and I'm looking at paying $15 for each concert. Plus, I'm probably going to be expected to come along for drinks after as well. And this is just too much for me, as I'd already had a bunch of extra expenses that month. So, before I finish, as somebody that has definitely been in this situation before where, like, an extra $30, even just for, like, a whole month, unexpectedly, can royally screw up, like, any other plans that you may have, I feel this. Like, I've definitely been there before, and it sucks. So, I probably should have just told her that I can't make it and left it at that. But I'd already agreed to attend, so I felt like I had to go. I don't remember that guilt at all. I don't remember those moments. I do not remember those stressful moments of like, man, I really said I already go, but I really can't afford it. Like, that shit sucks. It's at this time that an idea comes to me. I can probably afford to go to one of those concerts, but probably not both, so I'll just go to one. Problem solved, right? Anyway, I tell her that I can come to the one she originally invited me to, and of course, she asks me why I can't attend the other one. I panic, and I have no idea what to say. For some reason, when I don't know what to do in a social situation, my brain defaults to just telling the truth, and to be fair, it usually works out okay. You know? It's weird. It's almost like telling the truth most of the time is actually better than lying to someone's face. Crazy. Well, not this time. Ouch. Take that back. I basically tell her that it's just a little bit too much money to spend in a week and would love to come if it was less, making myself look like an ass in the process. She quickly assures me, obviously a bit weirded out, that it's no problem. She didn't expect me to show up at any rate. I hate it when people do that. Like, oh, like, I can't go to both, but, like, I can go to this one. And it's like, oh, well, that's okay. I really didn't even expect you to go to either of them. And it's like, well, shit, now I could have just kept my fucking mouth shut. The concert comes around, and it seems that all has been forgotten. I take my place and enjoy the show. As I expected, everyone's going for drinks after, including a few people from the social club. So I tag along. I only have one drink, but I'm getting along with everyone, so I stick around. I apologize for not coming to the other concert, and I thought that that was it. But anytime I try to talk to Annie that evening, she gives me the stink eye, and the conversations I manage are rather few and far between. And I haven't seen her at the social meetup since. And honestly, I guess I can't fault her for it, as I basically told her I didn't want to pay for hearing her twice, and this is definitely a conversation that will come back to me in quiet times throughout my life. Today I fucked up. Thanks for reading. I hope it wasn't too hard to follow. My writing sucks. TLDR. I told someone that I can't afford to attend more than one of their performances due to money reasons, who then proceeded to avoid me. This isn't you fucking up. Like, honestly, if you guys are both obviously in a college type area and you just flat out told her, like, hey, like, I didn't expect there to be such a high price. Like, for me, that's just not something I can afford within the same week. Like, that's not you fucking up. Honestly, I feel like if she took that more harshly than what was intended, that's on her, not on you. Flat out. Like, that is not your fault at all. Like, I would much rather have a friend like you that tells me to be, that just is honest about it and be like, hey, like, I really want to come to both performances because I want to experience both and be there to support you, but I really cannot afford $30 to attend to attend two performances and still be able to go out and celebrate with you and have fun with you after the fact. Like, I would much rather have someone tell me that than just be like, or just not, like, show up at all. Because that would suck. That's rude. So, yeah, I really don't think that that's you fucking up. It's like, you were willing to go, you just couldn't. Like, what's the big deal with that? Like, to me, that's, like, what's the big deal with that? Like, I don't understand that part. Is, like, to me, I don't understand why being honest and upfront is bad. And it's people like this that when you are honest and upfront about something, that they make you feel like a bad person or punish you in so many words for being honest and upfront and just being real with them, that it makes you feel like later on when it comes to trying to make other friends that you can't be real and upfront with them. And that sucks. All right, on to the next one. Today I fucked up by needing a crap at 3 a.m. So let me add some context here. My entire family are night owls. Sister, me, and fiance, aside from my mother. Around 3 a.m., I wasn't feeling well and was really hot. I went to the bathroom for a crap. After a long and painful time on the toilet, I was sweating and tired, so I was excited to get back into bed with my fiance. After trudging my way to my bedroom door, the handle wasn't working. I shouted through the door to see if my fiance could open it from his side. Alas, I was trapped outside of my beautiful air-conditioned room. Eventually, my sister came out of her room after about half an hour of removing the door handle and trying to force the mechanism open. We ended up waking my mother. She tried her best, bless her, however, her blood pressure dropped and she was rushed back to bed. So now it was my mother in bed, me sweating and unwell in the bathtub, and my sister left to break my fiance out of the bedroom. Another 10 minutes later, I hear a loud thud and see that my sister ran into the door, slamming it open and allowing me in. I quickly went to lay down and my mother was fine. My sister had a bit of a bruise, and nonetheless, this was quite possibly the worst evening crap I'd ever had, and we still don't have a door handle. TLDR, my door got stuck shut and my sister had to break it down. That sucks really bad. Like, I hate it when all you want to do is just get up, go to the bathroom, and then next thing you know, you're having to demo like half of your house because shit just doesn't work. And but I guess at the same time, hindsight, it's better to have it happen after you've already done that than literally be trapped in the room having to shit your brains out and you can't get out. Like, imagine if it was reversed. Like, I would much rather have to wake up my sister and my fiance because I got locked out of my room after going and taking a massive shit than having to be locked in and accidentally shitting my pants. I'm just saying, I think that would be a much better, that would be a much better way to go. Alright, on to the next one. Today I fucked up by accidentally logging into my boyfriend's online bank account instead of our joint account. Well, context. I was filling out some paperwork from my boyfriend's computer as he was leaving for work. I noticed he was lingering a little heavy behind me the entire time, but inevitably had to leave for work. Weird, I thought, LOL. But after he left and it was time to submit my paperwork along with the fee, I went and logged into what I presumed was our online banking account. I forgot I was using the browser that is connected to his Google account, not my browser, as we both have Chrome shortcuts on his desktop. Also, the joint account, when logged into, says, "Hi, OPBF name," since he's the primary person on the joint account. So nothing really seemed out of place for me. I usually handle our household finances, and my tactic is to keep all money in the savings and pull it out as needed for bills or small spending here and there. It forces me to think, is this necessary? Before ADHD compels me to spend $175 at the Container Store so I can pretend to be organized for 3 weeks and then fall back into chaos. I completely understand this, and we have definitely tried this tactic as well. So, I thought I clicked on the savings and noticed a large withdrawal, again from what I thought was our joint account, into the checking account. I immediately was like, did we get hacked? Spiked panic attack, honestly. So I'm investigating and go into the checking account and saw a statement for a ring shop I've previously gushed about wanting an engagement ring from. And then it clicked. My dumbass ruined my own engagement surprise. I called my sister, who just visited last night, to gush, and she said my boyfriend told her last night while I was cooking dinner that he plans on proposing, and how hilarious she thought it was that I ruined my own engagement. But of course, she said her lips are sealed for the rest of his plans on how he's going to propose. Just told me he's planning to do it sometime during autumn, which I joked that I'm gonna be on my A game, staying looking my best the entire season. TLDR. I ruined my own engagement surprise by being a dumbass thinking I was checking my joint account when I was really in my boyfriend's online bank account. So, I'll say this one for the first. Congratulations. Secondly, this is definitely something I would probably do myself. I would definitely just be like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you don't pay attention to what you're on, or it's something different, but it looks all the same anyway. And then next thing you know, you're ruining your own surprises. Our smart device, I'm not going to say her name to activate her. She doesn't need to make another appearance in this episode. She has done that to me before, well, to my fiance before. He was buying me an Instapot. I had been talking about wanting one for a while, and he ordered one. Well, I didn't know. At the time, I wasn't in the habit of checking our account. Like, he didn't tell me that he was getting me one. Usually he tells me, like, oh, I have a surprise coming for you, blah, 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 don't check this. And because it was arriving via Amazon, our smart device decided to be like, hey, this is arriving today. And I was just like, you bought me an Instapot? And he's like, that bitch. So I've definitely ruined surprises for myself before, which is funny. In the long run, it's funny, it's hilarious, but it does kind of suck as well. Yeah, so, I mean, at least you don't know what it looks like. You don't know how he's going to propose. You don't know when he's going to propose. There are still exciting little things that you're going to get to experience. It's just, I mean, and if you think about it, a lot of women know that their boyfriends are going to propose to them, just not when, where, or how. I was a bit tacked. And I think that's still, you still have plenty of surprises in store, and maybe after the fact, you can tell him, like, I know you bought a ring, and I'm so sorry that I know, and I have kept quiet this whole time. But yeah. You can, or maybe just keep it to yourself. Either one works. Today I fucked up by being obsessed with girl streamers. This sounds fun. Fuck. When I learned, that's a great first word. When I learned that Sasha Grey and Adriana Chekik, I do not know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry, are streamers now, I instantly had to look up their Twitch, and I'm so obsessed. I don't think there is anything wrong with watching, chatting, and sending gifts to Twitch streamers, but for me, it feels so obsessive and so unhealthy. I like the idea of being able to talk to my favorite porn stars. I did not know that they were porn stars. I don't get any action in real life, and this feels like the closest I'll get to it. I know that sounds pathetic, and it is. I would donate all of my money to their streams if it meant they would acknowledge me. No, acknowledge me, senpai. It's so not that, but I know I'm going to end up saying something creepy and getting myself blocked from their stream. I'm a fuck up. I want to focus on more important things in life, like getting a good job, getting a girlfriend, and just hanging out with friends, but I'm so damn obsessed with these girl streamers. If I make a comment and she laughs, it makes me feel good about myself. But if I make a comment and she ignores it, I just feel like trash. I don't like basing my happiness on whether or not a girl streamer acknowledges me or not. I guess I feel like deep down, maybe if I keep chatting with them and sending them gifts, they'll actually connect with me outside of Twitch. The chances of that happening are very low, but the hope that it could happen at all keeps me coming back to their streams. I feel so ashamed. TLDR, I am obsessed with girl streamers. I think that, unfortunately, it is not just guys, but people like this Oh, ow, I punched myself in the head. Well, headphones. That keep a lot of streamers in business like this. That and probably like the 14-year-olds that get a hold of mommy's credit card and, you know, send them gifts on Twitch and whatever else that they go live on that you can send gifts on. I think YouTube does that too now. So I think unfortunately that's what a lot of these streamers work on or bank on and make their living off of, is people that really enjoy their, maybe not necessarily their content that they're making while live streaming, but I'm assuming like OnlyFans or Pornhub, anything like that. I'm sure it's kind of something that they hope for with being in addition to streaming. Like, I know I go live on TikTok and I have yet to ever receive anything. And honestly, I think that the first time I ever would receive it, like a gift or anything like that while going live, I would just be like, you don't have to do that. Please take that back. I don't know what to do with that. I wouldn't know what to do with that. I'm honestly just, I'm not in it. I don't live stream for money. Money is a bonus, obviously, for anybody doing anything that comes to being live or doing something that they enjoy in their spare time. Because, I mean, isn't it something that we all want to do, is to get paid for doing something that we love to do? Of course. Not everybody wants to go and work, you know, a 9 to 5 every single day and not have time to do any of the things that they love because they have to work those 40, 50, 60 hours a week in order to even just get by and have a life. And you don't have the money to have a lot, or you don't have the time to have a life because you're working. But if you don't work, you don't have the money to have a life. So I think you may feel like you fucked up, but honestly, they are banking on you fucking up like that. So the more you talk to them, the more you interact with them, it gets them more views. It shows, like, whatever platform that they're streaming on that, you know, oh, hey, like, this person is actually really entertaining. Like, people like them. They're commenting. They're sending them stuff. They're liking stuff. Like, that's what they want. They want that interaction. Like, I mean, that's what I want out of this, is I want interaction. I want to talk to other people. I want stuff like that, because to me, that is amazing, and it's so much fun, and it makes this worth it. Is the community, is the interacting with others. That's what I'm in it for. And yeah, I think that streamers, just in general, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to want to be paid to play your video games or talk to friends and stuff like that. Like, I think it's what everybody wants on some basic level, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, so I mean, I think as long as you're not blowing every single cent, you can't afford rent, you can't afford food, you can't afford, you know, basic necessities that you need for day-to-day life. I can't say it's really fucking up, but I can understand being, like, completely in love with someone and obsessed that you want to make them notice you in any way possible. Yeah, I guess that's how I'm gonna leave my thoughts on that, because I really don't know what else to say about it. On to the next one then. Today I fucked up by sending my boyfriend a sext. So I recently started dating this guy, and we're madly in love, as usual. We've been together for 2 months and have spent practically every day together since we started seeing each other. A few days ago, he went back home to Toronto to visit his parents, who I haven't met yet. While he's away, we've been texting occasionally throughout the day, but mostly just casual conversation about what we've been up to throughout the day. So, when he sent me a text with a picture of a big shower with the caption, "Imagine what we could do here," I texted back, "You could fuck my brains out," thinking it would be fun to have a little flirty text conversation. Unfortunately for me, timing has never been my strong suit, and when my text message came through, he was in the car with his parents and his phone connected to the Bluetooth, and proceeded to display the text for the entire car to read. Safe to say, I've made a great first impression. TLDR, I thought it would be cute to send a sexy text to my new boyfriend while he was away visiting his parents. It was not cute because his phone connected to Bluetooth and his parents saw my text And now the first time I meet them, they will know me as the text message girl. So embarrassing. I've never had this experience. Mostly because I don't really send those type of text messages. Like, for me, it is like my biggest fear that I become vulnerable with somebody and send them something and then it gets into the wrong hands. And it's terrifying. Like, that is like an absolute terrifying fear to me. I would probably, honestly, it being me, I would probably just end up ghosting this guy because I would be too embarrassed to ever continue a serious relationship with him to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I want you to meet my parents. Fuck no, because your parents know me as a horny ass girl. And I really don't want that impression to be there because I no longer am able to make a good first impression. This will just be a second impression and all they will ever think about me is how I want to fuck in their shower. If that was their shower that you sent the picture of. Or that he sent the picture of. Yeah. The secondhand embarrassment I am having right now, I hope I am spreading to everybody listening or watching this because that sucks ass. Alright, on to the next one. Today I fucked up by eating my neighbor's food. Just out of, like, politeness on my end, I really hope it was just food that they gave you and not food that you stole. Because all I'm imagining is, like, your neighbor leaving, like, a pie on a windowsill to cool. Because, you know, that's what people do all the time. And you stole it because it smelled so good. That's just what pops into my head. Today I fucked up by eating my neighbor's food. Me, 43-year-old married white lady, no kids, best aunt ever, haha. Neighbors. Y is Punjabi Sikh, Z is Middle Eastern. I will ask specifics when appropriate, but I'm guessing Muslim. They are mothers of charming kids. I would have gone into teaching if my career path was different. I love kids, and kids seem to think I'm really funny and fun. So, I've gained a relationship with both of these families. It's really nice. Being close to your neighbors, important. I definitely agree with that. We used to live down in Florida for a while, and we had an elderly neighbor, and she and her husband were both older. They were kind of sickly. They didn't really have kids that lived close by. And so I think, like, the 1 to 2 times a week when we would make really large meals, either me or my mother-in-law would run the extras over for them. And, like, we would mow their yard. We would just, we were really close to them. And even when, like, they went into the hospital and stuff, we would go over, we would feed her cat, just kind of help take care of the house a little bit, just sit with him for a little bit while the cat, like, just, so he wasn't just alone. But yeah, I do really enjoy the idea of being close with or to your neighbors. Because it's like, when you choose to live next to somebody, that's who you're going to be living next to for a while. Like, you kind of, like, look out for each other. And I feel like that's something a lot of neighbors and towns are missing nowadays. Sorry, I don't want to get into anything crazy. The problem, they've both decided to start feeding me. At first, I was stoked. Handmade Punjabi-style dishes handed to me as I head out the door. Huge plates of rice with spiced chickpea and some sort of meat. Pumpkin curry, eggplant, who knows what was given to me, and more. Well, now I'm worried. Like, I've accidentally booked 2 dates at the same time, and I don't want either to know I'm seeing the other one. Haha. I don't want them to think I'm hanging out with other moms. P.S. I'm not a total leech. I made chocolate chip cookies for both families last night after door dashing. TLDR. 2 different moms have been feeding me, and I don't want them to think I have a favorite. Honestly, like, I am definitely that neighbor. When I get close to my neighbors, I'm just like, hey, like, I have some extra food. Do you want some? And, like, when one of my best friends, who used to live in the same apartment as me, when she was living here, like, I would do this all the time. Like, we do management duties for our landlord here. And so what I would do is that I would be like, hey, I made extra food and it's really good, so I'm going to go leave some in your fridge. always, it would always be like a only if that's okay type of thing. And it always was. Like, if she ever told me, hey, no, don't do that right now, I wouldn't. I would always just hold on to it later and give it to her when I saw her. But yeah, I am definitely that neighbor of like, hey, I need extra, and we know we're not going to eat it all before it goes bad. Would you like some? This is what's in it in case you're allergic. Because I am definitely that person where I am terrified of giving someone something that they are allergic to. Like, some of our best friends from North Carolina, one of them, he is allergic to seafood. I think it's all shellfish, or it's just seafood. His wife just told me the other day, and I can't remember. But I just assume, like, anything that is fishy is off the table. It's not okay for him to eat. And we were talking, my fiance and I were talking about how we really wanted to try this seafood boil place, which we tried actually yesterday, and it wasn't terrible, but it's definitely one of those things that is made better by the people that you are with. Like, the food itself is okay, but it is made better by the people that you surround yourself with. And so we went and did that, and he's just like, I told him that I wanted to make sure that we went on one last date, just me and him, before we get married, because we're getting married in, like, less than 2 weeks now. And I told him, or he was just like, he's like, we should just wait until after our friends get up here, and then we can all go. And I'm just like, except that D can't have seafood because he's allergic. And we're in the store, and he just goes, fuck, that's right, I keep forgetting. And then while we were there yesterday, he's like, I really wish that I could share this experience with D, because I hate that he can't have seafood, because this is so much fun. And it was, and I totally understand where he's coming from. So on my end, I'm always like, I'm worried about allergies. I worry about all that other kind of stuff. That's just who I am. Like, if I can have free reign on cooking and baking, like, I'm so excited about that. All right, on to the next one. Today I fucked up by watching the Poughkeepsie tapes. Granted, this was not today, but last night. This guy at work was talking about it and how it made him physically sick to watch. Okay, I am a horror movie, like, nut. I love, like, spooky, scary, gory, like, unsettling type of movies. I have not seen these, and after watching this, I may want to watch these. Being the horror fan I am, I made sure to check it out when I got home. The fact that it was apparently pulled from theaters before release due to its content made me even more excited. Okay, I did not know this. How have I not heard of this? I think I've heard of this movie, but I've never watched it or heard anything like that about it. This was by far the most disturbing movie I've ever seen, and I frequent many not safe for work subreddits. No spoilers, it's a found footage pseudo-documentary about the team investigating a house that was discovered to have a bunch of videotapes recorded from a serial murder in New York, or a serial murderer in New York. So kind of like the VHS tape type of movies. The bad acting made it seem even more real. My roommate and I basically watched in stunned silence for the duration. If you like horror movies, I highly recommend 10 out of 10. However, it will leave you questioning humanity for a while after. I was barely able to sleep last night. You can find it on Prime and Paramount Plus. Oh, I'm totally looking that up. I don't know when the hell I'm going to have a chance to watch it. Probably Friday, but I'm going to watch this. TLDR. Watched a terrifying movie and I think it gave me PTSD. Sorry, I was not prepared for that last line. I loved that. I have had one movie give me, we'll call it movie PTSD. I have had one movie do that to me, and y'all are probably gonna laugh at me and probably make fun of me later and, you know, be like, oh, like, this bitch is scared of this movie. Signs. The Mel Gibson movie about the aliens, I watched that movie when I was 12-ish? Before I was 13, but like 12, 13 years old. That was the first time I ever watched that movie. I watched it with somebody who I was best friends with at the time. And we were watching it. We're sitting on the floor in her living room. And the part where the alien comes out from behind the bushes, you know, the first time you see it, 'cause you only see it like you only see them like a handful of times in the movie. So, okay, sorry. For anybody that has not seen the movie Signs, there is a spoiler for the next, like, probably 2-3 minutes. Feel free to skip ahead. So when the alien comes out from behind the bush, when, you know, Joaquin Phoenix is watching that little, like, news clip on the TV, she grabbed me by the back of my neck and scared me so bad. Like, we were sitting on the floor, like, legs crossed, all that, and I jumped, like, a foot in the air, slammed down back onto the floor, hid my face into her hip, and was like, I'm done. I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. Because we were also watching it during a thunderstorm. Thunder happened just as she grabbed me and the thing came out from behind the bush. And I was just like, I was over it. I was, 12 years old. I'm like, I'm fucking over it. Fuck this. I'm done. Turn it the fuck off. And she's like, no. That's the last time you see it. That's the last time you see it. It'll be fine. Here comes another spoiler. Spoilers continuing. When the hand comes out from underneath the door and Mel Gibson, chops it off with the knife, the fingers off with the knife, she grabbed me again. Scared the piss out of me again. And once again, I was like, I'm done. Let's turn this movie the fuck off. And she's like, no, that's fine. It's really the last time. Like, I promise. She didn't grab me when it came out again later in the movie, near the end. And I like, as soon as it came on screen, I like screamed and I yelled at her and I was just like, you told me that it wasn't coming out again. What the fuck is going on? I apologize, headphone users. And she's just sitting there laughing her ass off about it. And I was so, like, that movie ended. We finished the whole damn movie. I did not go to sleep until 7 o'clock the next morning when the lights came on, when it started being light out. I was up all night. I tried going to sleep. I turned on Animal Planet. I turned on, like, the most, like, mundane, like, safe stuff to watch. Nothing spooky, nothing scary. And yeah, I was so, like, I could not sleep. I was terrified. And to this day, I am still terrified of cornfields, UFOs. Like, if I see something in the sky and I cannot tell what it is, I will freak out. Like, I will watch, I personally, I am that kind of person that loves being scared. And I will search out good alien movies or good alien video games to see gameplay of, to watch, because I enjoy that adrenaline rush. I do enjoy that being scared. And I have never found a movie that freaked me out as much as Signs. If anybody has any suggestions, please send them my way. I would very much enjoy watching them, or maybe even live streaming and watching them, and y'all can see my personal reactions. Because I love horror movies. I love gore. I love all that stuff. But I am also that bitch that when I make toast and the toaster goes off, it scares the piss out of me. I am that person. I am that girl, and I hate it, part of it, but at the same time, it is also very hilarious, and I have just learned to live with it at this point. All right. Let's go on to another one. I think this might be our last one. It depends on what kind of rant I go on after this. Today I fucked up by drinking milk on a road trip. Words are hard. Obligatory. I don't feel like working today, so I remembered the story from a few years back instead. TLDR. Rotten milk plus mustache. Times 12-hour road trip equals terrible, no good, very bad time. Just because I know somebody else is going to, if nobody else has. That equation, it's technically you're adding a mustache and a 12-hour road trip plus rotten milk, because in accordance to the proper way to do an equation like that, you always do the times first and then the addition. Sorry, I'm going to shut up now. Well, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to continue. I went to college in Central Florida. Being from Virginia, it was a good change in scenery and a decent 12-hour drive home, if I didn't want to pay for a flight. This particular road trip home, I was planning on being away for the summer, so I was purging all of the food in the Florida house that I could get rid of. I had about 2 cups worth of milk left, and boy, do I love milk. Okay, I enjoy milk too. I wouldn't say I love it, but I'm not going to go anywhere with that. I didn't have any cereal, and it felt like too much to pour out, so I decided to take it on the road trip. But milk needs to stay in the fridge. I mean, I guess you could have a thermos. It'd be a great way to start the day on the road. I'd get to use out of my fancy new insulated thermos. There we go. It was the kind that keeps liquid warm for X hours or cold for Y hours. Perfect for this scenario. At 7 a.m., I hop on 95 North and down half my thermos. It was delicious, and surely would be a reprieve later when the only other drinks are Red Bull and water. I do love Red Bull. Speaking of which, sidebar, the dragon fruit Red Bull, like if you like Red Bull and you like dragon fruit like flavored drinks like I do, the Red Bull drink is so good. It is like literally my new favorite Red Bull flavor. An hour or two down the road, I go for more milk, and it was cold and refreshing, just as the thermos advertised. There was a twinge of rotten stank, but otherwise I was happy with my drink. I drive on, enjoying an audiobook about war. Now, I'm a fellow that occasionally grows out a mustache and facial hair. I'm not good at it, but it's there. My fellow mustachioid men will empathize when I say that they call it a flavor saver for a reason. It's not why it's always called a flavor saver. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to go into that. On this day, I'd find out and always remember why. Around noon, I'm cruising through the Georgia-Carolina heat, probably listening to a song about sex in California. Perfect time for a swing-a-moo. I love that. Sorry. I twist off the thermos cap and immediately smell something vile. Perhaps spoiled milk or rotten ass. I can understand why those would be mistaken for one another. I'm perplexed on the matter, as my beverage is so cold to the touch and otherwise looks okay. I am disgusted yet intrigued. Bottoms up, right? No! No! I'm sorry, headphone users. No! If you smell rotten milk, do not drink it. I do not give a shit what other things lend to it that it is okay. If it smells bad, do not drink. Do not drink. Oh, I'm so angry at this now. The swig was cool and 2% until I felt a gelatinous, oozing blob of a dairy chunk take a hold of my mustache. Not to be dissuaded from piloting my vehicle on the highway, I did heave and gag back into the thermos. Oh, I'm trying not to throw up right now. And lose napkins, or back into the thermos and loose napkins in the car. Fucking disgusting. Even worse, despite having limited exposure to the decomposing chunks, the smell would stick to my mustache for the rest of the drive, even after a whole stash bath in a Circle K. When I got home, I found out why. The milk was indeed kept cold and refreshing by my Camelback, but only the parts of the thermos most of the fluid is resting in. When I took my initial swig, leaving Daytona, the residue stayed in the cap of the bottle where the smell first came from and would build up each drink. The final drink must have dislodged the near fatal nodule. Listen, I am not a queasy person. I do not, the most it comes to, the most of the time, the things that gross me out the most are seeing other people spit, and most of the time seeing other people throw up. It honestly really depends. If I really care about the person, my mom mood kind of kicks in, and seeing them throw up doesn't really bother me. But unfortunately, I do not throw up. I am kind of like Johnny Knoxville in that kind of moment where it's like, I don't really throw up, but that almost made me throw up. Those who have watched the Jackass movies probably know what I'm talking about. It involves a horse. That almost made me throw up. I was not prepared. I'm terrified to continue. I'm glad this is our last one for this episode. And now I feel like from now on, I need to keep something, a bucket, something next to me to possibly throw up in. I do not want to throw up on stream. I do not want to throw up during a recording. I feel like we had enough of puking sounds from my recording yesterday, from Hermione, one of my cats. She's actually, if you're watching, you can actually see her back here. She's sleeping. Hermione, say hi. So yeah, to me, guys, ladies, people, anyone listening to this, I don't care if you are animal, dog, cat, person, do not, I cannot express this enough, do not drink anything or eat anything or put anything into your body that smells bad. If it smells bad, if it smells rotten, if it smells dead, if it smells anything like than what it is supposed to, do not eat, do not consume, do not insert into your rectum, eyeball, nose, ear. Do not put it in your body in any way, shape, or form. Unless you are getting paid lots and lots of money, any hospital bills you may accumulate will be completely paid for. Do not. Please do not. Please, for all that is good in the world, do not drink bad milk. Especially on a road trip where you are going to be stuck in a car for a hot minute. I don't even have words. I don't have words. All I feel is nauseous. And I think anybody else listening to this or watching this will feel the same way. And if anybody throws up due to the description of words, I highly very much apologize, and I will make sure to check the description for this person's username so you can find the story and go thank them about how they helped you have an eating disorder. Completely joking. Do not develop an eating disorder either. Do not stick your finger in your mouth and throw up. I have no words. Absolutely no words for that. So, roll the outro. Thank you, and I highly apologize to everyone listening today. I hope you all enjoyed and did not throw up during this podcast. If you know someone who likes my content, or if you just want to make them throw up, feel free to send me their way in a share, and I apologize to them too. If anybody sent me your way just to make you grossed out with this last story, I am so sorry. I am very sorry. If you would like to send me a message with your own story, rant, question, unpopular opinion, or if you want me to tell others how you fucked up today, or any day, send me a message via any of my social media found in the description below. Just look for my cute little avatar you see on whatever app you're listening on. Please give a rating if you enjoyed what you heard today. I hear that they help out tremendously. I will catch y'all next time. Bye! And I apologize to anyone watching or listening to this after the fact. There's nobody in here. It has been a fairly quiet live stream with this, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Hit the buttons, subscribe. I don't care if you hit the bell or not. If you want to be notified when I upload, it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon Central Time. All the links for the podcast to get a better audio quality are below in the description as well on YouTube. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can obviously on TikTok because I live stream there first. So if you want to get, ahead of the game, feel free to follow me on there. I don't know if TikTok still gives live information or not. I think it depends. I don't know. I turned all that off like forever ago because I was tired of getting notifications that people were going live when I wouldn't participate in their live streams. So yeah, feel free, leave a like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Send me somebody's way. Help gross other people out. All right, I'll see you guys probably in like 5-10 minutes. Bye!